Good morning. This is Reverend Pam Geagan from the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley in Camarillo, California. Welcome to Facebook Live.
Good Sunday, everybody. I'm Reverend Lynn Chaplin-Noe from the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley. And of course, we've got a full house again today. Reverend Pam Geagan, our spiritual leader, is here. Pamela Bailey is our lead practitioner. We have Reverend Betty Ann Brennan, Buzz Noe, we know Buzzy. And of course, Spencer is behind the scenes helping us produce all of this. And today our musical talent, I think, is Bill Rotella. So we're going to have a great day. So we are the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley, and our vision is awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And the way we do that is teaching and demonstrating spiritual principles for living an abundant and fulfilling life in a welcoming and compassionate community. And we always celebrate our flames of faith. We believe there is one source and many paths leading to that source. We honor all faiths, Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Judaism, Sufism, and all others that step forward in love. There is that one fine thread that connects all religions in the world, and that thread is love. We come from love, we are love, and we honor our oneness that is within us all. And it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Reverend Betty Ann Brennan with our quote for the day.
Good morning, everybody. Here are some words to use throughout the day. I turn every experience into an opportunity. I have the divine right to be fulfilled in all areas of life. And to follow that is our opening treatment by Reverend, no, she's not a reverend yet, is she? lead practitioner, Pamela Bailey.
Thank you, Reverend Betty Ann. And yes, I do not carry the title of Reverend, but I am indeed the lead practitioner. So I would like to take that affirmation and take it into an opening prayer treatment for this service. So as we look at this day where we've gathered together on this beautiful Southern California, safe, where we're comfortable and where we get to participate in this. And just as we're here, knowing that God is fully present everywhere and that I am one with God everywhere, it is indeed a great opportunity to be coming together with like-minded souls, to be inspired, perhaps even to see a new opportunity in something that is said, an opportunity to show up, to serve, to be a greater version of myself, or an opportunity to learn, or an opportunity to have fun. I know we will laugh, and I know there's a lot of love that goes into all of that, and I'm just knowing that that spreads out to everyone who is seeing this live and who's seeing the recording. We are a loving, inclusive community, and we are committed to having that world that works for everyone right here and right now for every one of us. So in knowing that, I am just grateful that this is life as it is being lived. And I release this treatment knowing it is done. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much. Pamela, for that. And so it is my honor to introduce our stories during COVID, and they're called Uplifting Stories in an Untethered World. And the ones who have brought this here today for us are Rev Lynn and Buzz Noe. Enjoy The Prisoners of Seaside Village, and we'll be speaking with them right after.
Help!
We're prisoners
In Seaside Village!
of Seaside Village. But we're going to get past it.
Well, help is the operative word. Have a seat, honey. Help is the operative word because in our teaching, Science of Mind and spiritual, the New Thought spiritual centers, we are always aware of our natural tendency to want to help people. Where am I giving? What can I do for you? What do you need? How can I be of service? These are words that are always on the tip of our tongue, right, honey?
Exactly. And that's why we have practitioners in our teaching, this Science of Mind and the Centers for Spiritual Living. And the practitioners are always there to give you spiritual treatment. And that helps to get your mind on the right direction. It lets you connect with your own spiritual perfection. And so if you are in that situation where you're troubled by all of this, reach out to one of our practitioners or anyone at the center, because they are able to bring you the words that you need to help you connect with your divine perfection and give you an uplift in these what we might call down times.
Right, honey. You know, there's a great quote by Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers said, and it speaks to this idea and this truth about being helpful. Mr. Rogers said, quote, "When I was a boy, I would see scary things in the news, and my mother would say to me, look to the helpers."
Yes, and let's acknowledge the helpers that we have out there now. Certainly our first responders are still out there on the job, being there when you need them. All of the health professionals are still working, doing what they can to get us through all of this. And even the day-to-day jobs, the people that we need to rely on, firemen and the police force and the people in the grocery stores, they're still going to work, doing what they need to do so that we can continue to move past all these problems and continue our lives.
We're here sheltering ourselves and our two animal companions, Watson and Sherlock. And we're doing some pretty basic things to help each other, day-to-day activities that we might have taken for granted before, but we certainly do not anymore. We're tethered to those things that we used to take for granted just to get through the day. Oh, he makes me take a walk. He wakes me up from my daily nap and makes me take a walk around he calls it the Shire, our gorgeous neighborhood. And he's amazing. He also takes very good care of himself. He lifts weights, as you can see. Well, you can't see under this towel, but he lifts weights. He runs on the beach at a safe distance. He bikes. He walks. He does everything that he can. He does his own smoothies, his morning juicing of healthy fruit, and he eats yogurt. He's fantastic. This self-care is the best thing you can do for a loved one.
One of the motivations for me doing what I can for Lynn is the fact that she has been my caregiver and helping me out for the entire 38 years that we've been married now, doing everything that she can for me whenever she can, which includes being my personal barber, as you can see, getting the job done now. Been for more than 20 years being the person I've gone to for my haircuts and to trim this rather bushy beard that I started growing last year, and keeping me looking a lot more presentable than I would be on my own. It's also my personal nurse and caregiver if ever I'm in need of those things, and always looking out for my health, which these days includes a lot of recommendations to eat less sugar and drink a little less alcohol, which I have to admit can be annoying at the time. But since I know that her motivation for giving me these guidelines is my health and wellness, then I have to be appreciative and accepting of her advice.
So you've noticed in all those movies where the crazy guy hides the bottles all around the house and the wife finds the bottles and there's a lot of drama. In fact, I actually did a movie like that. He hides cookies all over the house.
I don't hide the alcohol, but the cookies you'll never find.
What are we doing to help others? Well, we're doing this because we think Prisoners of Seaside Village is a lot of fun, and it also connects us. It connects us to our peeps who are seniors, and they can count on us for information, inspiration.
You always have the choice of looking at everything that's happening in life as being a curse or a blessing. And one of our things that we've been counseling people on and coaching people on is to keep that positive. Look at it as being the blessing. Look at what's going on and how it can be assisting you to move forward. What can you gain from this? And if it's something that's you feel is holding you back, what can you learn from that?
Get closer. Look at him. See if he looks a little better. Get closer, Buzzy.
Look, see?
Is it better?
This is already
I
got
just
me.
trimmed it a little bit. We're going to get the shaver out in a minute, but we won't put you through that screaming and everything.
It is a little bit of that. Keep in your mind that as long as you're following the precautions that have been prescribed and taking care of your health, you're going to get through this, we're going to go through this, and we're going to be much better off on the other side. And that's the way it is.
That's the way it is. So in the meantime, we love you, each and every one of you. And remember what we always say at Renaissance Now, right, honey? What we always say is,
Keep it sassy, seniors. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Well, those are cute old people.
Can you share a little bit about Sassy Seniors and what motivated you to do this cute video about taking care of one another during COVID?
Well, we are sassy, and very sassy. Our business, Renaissance Now, I'm a coach, and I coach seniors in how to reinvent their lives. And during this time of COVID, it's been very helpful to some people to find new ways of expressing themselves and actually awakening to their creativity during this time of their lives. So that's what our sassy seniors are. And
yeah, it's
look at that beard. Doesn't he look great?
If you're in your senior years and you have the confidence and the courage to keep moving forward with the joy of life, you're a sassy senior. And that's how we consider ourselves in that category. And as we said in the video, helping others will bring you back in touch with the joy. And the thing is experiencing nature as much as possible, because that is still going on and still showing the beauty of God.
Our next segment's going to be about grounding with nature. So that'll be very helpful to seniors. And laughing. We laugh a lot.
Well, thank you so much, and I can't wait to see the next segment. And on this, I will see you later. And I just want to, you'll be back on later, which is great. And there's Sherlock just crossed your paths, which is a good thing. It's not a black cat. She's a yellow cat or whatever. Anyway, what I wanted to tell all of you just before Buzz comes up with our announcements, it's a perfect time to say after the service this morning, there'll be a number you can call, join in on a Zoom call, go on to Zoom, put the number in your meeting ID, and we're going to have a coffee clatch afterwards. And wonderful Gina Stangby thought of this. She said, instead of just chatting, let's do subjects. And so the subject, and I said, well, what would you do? And she said, what are you watching during COVID? So I can't wait to be with all of you and have you share the insights and the fun of being home and sharing new videos and old shows and everything else. So now it is my absolute honor to introduce What's the Buzz with our wonderful Buzz Noe. Take it, Buzz.
Thank you, Reverend Pam. And once again, I'm back with the announcements. And as you know, we're well into August. It's the last full month of summer. And this corona crisis is still a big bummer. So let's all stay confident that we'll get through this okay. Here are the announcements for today. Daily morning meditations will continue on Facebook Live with Reverend Pam Geagan inspiring us to thrive. This week we focus on questioning everything. As you do that, your spiritual answers will ring. Tomorrow night from 7 to 9, Writers Group meets in person and not online. You'll find your writer's inspiration right here. Precautions are in place, so there's no need to fear. This pandemic crisis is a challenge indeed, but our center is here to help you succeed. You can call or give us a request for prayer, or email or message us from anywhere. As always, we are here for you. So please just let us know what we can do. And until it is safe to re-enter, please donate to our center. Your donations will keep our center alive so we can be here to help you thrive. And here are two other charities that will appreciate your giving as they reach out to those who need help to keep living. The Ventura County Rescue Mission and the Ventura County Food Share. Please show them that you also care. And if the weather warms up and you don't have a pool, here are two other ways for you to keep cool. And that's it for the announcements this week. Another video will now provide some of the blessings that you seek, because as we all know, there is one power that is God. And to remind us of that, here is Daniel Nahmond.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. The different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power, one power is what we are. One power, one power. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's
Welcome back. And now it is my honor to introduce our wonderful practitioner of the day, Reverend Lynn Chaplain Noe, who's been making me laugh this whole time during the song. Take it, Linnies.
I know. We're having a lot of fun this morning. Thanks, Rev Pam. I guess
Your
everybody
cause.
knows.
Your cause.
The memo. I'm Lynn Chaplain Noe. At the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley, we have wonderful practitioners, and I want to bring that to your attention. You can go on our Facebook page or our website, and I'll give you the website link, and request spiritual mind treatment from one of the practitioners, or an ear to listen, and just all the love we have to give. So that is www.csl-pleasantvalley.org, and get on there and choose. You can have a practitioner a week, and I suggest that's part of your spiritual practice as well. So today, Rev Pam and Reverend Betty Ann are going to be talking about who are you? And who are you? I remember a few years ago, I was giving a talk at our center on Sunday, and I asked everybody, I said, who are you? And there was a great show of hands, and I said, okay, who are you? And with very few exceptions, everybody told me what they did for a living. Isn't that interesting? So today I want to talk about human beings and human doings. And so what we do for a living is not who we are at all. And we have a tendency to identify ourselves with what we do for a living. I think it was John Bradshaw. Remember John Bradshaw? Many, many years ago did say that in his first book about humans being and humans doing. And we tend to think that our lives are dependent upon our productivity. And I think our lives are dependent upon our inner connectivity with the divine. So of course, that's pretty general. We all do at one time or another know exactly who we are. But just take a second right now out there and just answer the question for yourself. And then that'll be part of your practice today. Who are you? Just think, who are you? Okay, that's your homework for the day. And so something I picked up online and I liked very much, 3 ways to be a better human being. Number 1, reflect your inner purpose in life. Let that drive your to-do list. Number 2, think of ways that you can be of service to others without reward or recognition. And remember earlier, the prisoners of Seaside Village talked about being helpers. So see where you're being a helper. And number 3 was accept that you are not perfect and refrain from the continual chatter of disapproval in your mind. Well, I happen to think we're all divine expressions of our Creator. And so let's just say, know that you're a work in progress and that you're perfect just the way you are. So your to-be list today, govern your do list. And so instead of giving you 2 quotes today, 3 quotes, I decided to read something from Matthew. You know, Matthew is a very popular name in Jerusalem. Okay, so this is from Matthew, and you'll recognize this. And which of you, by being anxious, can add a cubit unto the measure of his life? If then ye are not able to do even that which is least, why are ye anxious concerning the rest? Does that sound like doing? Consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. Yet I say unto you, even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. But if God doth so clothe the grass in the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, how much more shall he clothe you, O ye of little faith? And seek not ye what ye shall eat and what ye shall drink, neither ye of doubtful mind. For all these things do the nations of the world seek after, but your Father knoweth that ye need of these things. Yet seek ye his kingdom, And these sayings shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. And therein is the being, knowing that you are a child of this creative presence that we call God. And so a very short centering treatment. So close your eyes, please. And know along with me, in the first person, these loving truths, that I am aware of a presence, a way of life, the very beingness of who I am in consciousness. This is the Creator, infinite intelligence, love, life. You can call it God. And I am one with this creative source of all life. I am the divine individualized expression of this creative source of all life. And so I know that I am free to be the expression of this love that comes through in everything that I think, say, and do. I am free to be a helper without recognition or reward, simply to step forward, arms open to help others in whatever is on their path, whatever it is on their plate with which to deal today. I'm there, free to be a helper. I'm free to be creative. I am free to be loving. I am free to be whole, healthy, and experience the vitality of this life that's been provided for me as the Creator expresses itself through and by means of me. I'm free to allow this, just allow this wonderful expression of life to come forth as who I am. This is who I am. I'm grateful for these loving truths as I put them right now into the law of mind. I allow divine mind to take care of the details while I enjoy my beautiful, lovely, expressive life as who I am. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce, who am I introducing? I don't have my script.
Bill Rotella on a video, and I am so grateful.
Thanks, Reverend Pam. Sorry.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. So we are introducing, we know who we're introducing because we know who we are. And it's Bill Rotella, who generously said we could play his videos of the songs he wrote. And this is Monte Rosa.
The sun is sinking in my open hands. Catch me dreaming of where I am. She's a gift I lived not long ago. Morning sunbeams turn to midday rain. She won't let you leave the way you came. The moonlight finds you, remind you you're not alone. Monteroso, what you've lost you can't leave behind. It's a different day under a different sky. Sink to the bottom, then you can swim to the stars. Welcome to where you are. Speaking language you wish to hear. See the sun smiles when they appear. Choosing life, not a living, then you will know. Monteroso, what you've lost you can't leave watch your thoughts as they drift by. What you won't see will fill your eyes. Mark this road, it's one you've always known. Now keep your eyes closed. You can find your way home. Monteroso.
Hi, this is Reverend Pam Geagan again, along with our wonderful assistant minister, Reverend Betty Ann Brennan. And our talk today is about who are we? So I just want to start with a quote from Malachi, and then I'm going to ask Betty Ann a provocative question. So in Malachi, it says, do we not all have one Father? Has not one God created us? Why do we deal treacherously against each other and his brother so as to profane the covenant of our fathers? And so I just want to point out what we're all dealing with on this planet, and it's pandemics, police brutality, protests, homelessness, poverty, discrimination, and also recession, depression, voter suppression. Betty Ann, these are real conditions. So where is the spiritual truth in all of these activities?
Actually, it's in everything. And glad you put it out and said, who are we? Because nobody is exempt. We have our freedom of will and direct connection to God, and how we use that comes to fruition in our physical existence. So we're dealing with an effect where we want to deal with the cause. And everything we're thinking and considering today is creating our tomorrow. And so I think it really behooves us to say, who are we as a people, as those who inhabit the earth? Someone said, God speaks no matter who's doing the talking. And it's from that God speak, which is everything that we hold as true, even though it may be fake true, is generating by the powers of the universe into an experience. And it's in such chaos right now because a big change is coming. It's being created, and this infinite wisdom, this God, has everything at its disposal to see that all the bases are loaded, all the everything that's necessary for this next expression, generation by generation. My generation, I'm behind 2 or 3 generations. I think I've been around here long enough, but my generation has to let go and allow the ideas that are coming from the younger generation, so that those 2 little grandchildren that you have will have a whole different experience in life, but it's personalized to them.
You know, it is so interesting. First of all, not so soon, Betty Ann. When you say you're done with all the generation, forget that. You're staying here. So not so soon. So, but also why I'm a religious science minister, a science of mind minister, is because it taught me about, and it reminded me of how each one of us is that expression of God. And it doesn't teach us to be just like everybody else, but it does teach us, as you just said, to be at one with that spirituality and that knowing that God is I am. And this too is bringing a new birthing, a new process up. So why do we have difficulty recognizing and honoring and validating the diversity and the different opinions within each other, one of us. Because some of my richest experiences come from recognizing the multitude of differences on this planet. But when we all come together in our highest and best, it weaves together and it does not collapse. That beautiful vision. Do you have any answer to that?
That's actually our job. That's what we're here for, is to recognizing what we want to create. And so it's an idea, and it can't be forced. An individual has to be shown. A lot of people are acting just because that's the way they were taught, or that's the way it was. Don't rock the boat. And for them, that's their security. But many others want change. And we're in a tremendous transition time. And when we become complacent or we're going down the wrong track, we'll have things happen to us. We've had lots of wake-up calls. 9/11 was a wake-up call. Wars here and there are wake-up calls. And now we're just involved in all kinds of things. So because there's such turmoil to change something from one place to another. But remember, this is like, we have a house. We don't like the house. We'll tear the house down. We don't build the new house from the same plans if we want to have a new house. So we're each building, and we share that unity. And one thing to do is when we get into a mood, or somebody's wrong and we're having a hissy fit or whatever you're going to do, is to remember that all of us have the same potentials. If to be good or to be bad, that's within each one of us. That's called free will. And so we can pat ourselves on the back if we can sit calmly while we're isolated and think wonderful thoughts. It's an opportunity to, since you don't know what's going to come, you might as well look at what you want to come. Not with an anger, but with a good, deep sense of love. And I think we should be, instead of being human beings, we should be beings or unikind. We are all in this together, and we've always been that. And so it's a time to feed off of each other, to raise our spirits and our consciousness and our ideals higher and higher. And when more people have that energy and see that all is love and works at that level, that all is love, then we can make these great changes.
I agree 100%. And I also feel, first of all, I just want to say something you said earlier about something you said. They are now calling this generation, which my grandchildren are, the COVID generation, because they will be raised entirely different. They are coming into a brand new world, and they're going to be thinking differently than we are. And also, if they're lucky, these children, they will have more experience, one-on-one experience with their parents that were working from home, because they're right there with them. And I think it's going to shape the world in a much greater, healthier way than we've had from before. And I just, we're all so unique and so different. And so why would I not honor the uniqueness in everyone, even those I don't agree with? I can state my opinion because I have that free will, but for me to not hold the highest watch, seeing that this all works together, this rebirthing, as I say. And we've talked on and off camera about, or on and off Facebook Live, I should say, about how I believe that we were born, you and I, in the third dimension. We were born in this physical world. So a lot of our experiences were physical experiences, like going to work. We went out someplace physically to do that. We also did physical, we bought our houses, we bought our cars, we did all those things. And this generation is, I think, coming into, because more and more people I know are experiencing those fourth dimension experiences, which is you see that greater vision. And when you're in the quiet, like we have had the opportunity to be more, and to take that moment to choose to be in meditation, larger visions come to us of what the possibility is. And because spirit, and we can see that all the different expressions that spirit has given me, given you, given all, are all unique. And yet when they come from that highest place of love, we can see it all weaving together, and letting go of that which no longer serves us, of the way things have been run in this country and worldwide, and how we can now embrace that new vision. I also believe, and then I'll let you continue on here, that those who have made their transition, they did it, I think, almost before this happened. They did it not only to be on the other side to help us and guide us and provide for us, but they did not want to go through this. This is not a cheap date, as I say. This is very difficult. It's a very, very difficult time for many of us to make this transition and to let go of the worry and the challenges and open up to the greater good that I feel flowing in and through and as me, and I see evidence of every day.
Well, I think one of the wonderful things talking about that, what's happening, is the opening for opportunity. We are all one. Hop on Zoom, you can get to anybody. You know, you can have your guests for parties from thousands of miles away, all through this magical little box. And the people that are starting businesses and that are helping, never such an opportunity. There's food on every corner for people to have. It's just wonderful if we'll look at those positive things rather than at the negative things. This too shall pass. That is a truth beyond any challenge. We don't know when, but what are we doing with ourselves in the meantime? We have to live today and reconcile those kinds of things. As for me, I wake up and I accept whatever is, and I know that behind that is a wonderful experience of life. We all came here to experience that life, and we're getting it in just rare quantities right now. So I would say just hang on for a bumpy ride, but we'll come out of this thing on the other side.
I agree. Oh, Barbara, is it Barbara Stanwyck said that? I'm not sure who said that. Hang on, because we're going to have a bumpy ride. Who said that? In the film.
One of those actresses.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hang on tight. We're in for a bumpy ride. And actually, I think it is the infinite spirit that's being rebirthed in us. And a lot of us have patterns that consciously even we've wanted to let go of. And in this period, we have had the time to, during meditations, during following different meditations online, and listening to our own higher selves and going within and connecting to the divine spirit, we have had the ability to change some of those habits. So to create more happiness, it's very hard to give old ways up of doing things. But when you are more or less, your whole life changes in how you're dealing with people and things, then you change and you have that opportunity. I've had that opportunity to reprogram myself in many, many ways. And I see it out picturing in my world, in my bubble. I'm in a safe bubble of people who are COVID free and have never had COVID. And I see it in my bubble where there is more happiness, more joy, more connectivity, and that has to be going out, because who we are, that energetic presence, has to be flowing in the world and outward. So do you have any great words of wisdom as we bring this to a close?
No, just to dwell on all those things that are filled with energies of love. We love, we forgive, and then we can understand who we really are as a people. I remember once talking on oneness, and as I got up and left, one of the women in the congregation said, Well, she can say all she wants to about oneness, but I'm not one with any convicts. So watch out what comes after those but things.
Yeah. I always say when we say yes, but our butts just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm frankly don't want a bigger butt. Mine's plenty comfortable right now. So, but you know, it's so funny. People come to us as ministers and they say, I want to change my life. But when it comes right down to it, many times people don't want to change their life. They want everything to change around them. You want to change your life, change yourself, change your thinking, and then watch all of the good that happens in this infinite creative spirit of who we are. It's never out there. It's always in here. And how we see the world is in here. And when we have those ahas and those awakenings, even about all of the challenges we have right now, we are the ones that change it, not out there. It's the pandemic just came to help us become more aware of who we are, and who we are is so magnificent. And the opportunity to tune into that light and that energetic presence and give us that larger vision. This is what I'm thanking the pandemic for right now. And I don't expect anybody to see this just like I see it, but I see it as that birthing of the infinite creative spirit in and through me and in and through all. And I just say, open your hearts, your minds, your souls, and just breathe it all in. That's all I can say. As there's a, and then I'll close with, I love Moana, the kids' movie Moana. And when when Maui, who is the Great Spirit, comes to Moana, he says, I'm Maui, breathe it in. I am everything. Who brought the sun, the moon, the earth? It's me. And that's what we have the ability to be. Just be yourself, go to the highest and best, and just feel that creative spirit unfolding in and through and as you, and blessing it all. So I love you, Betty Ann. Thank you so much. And now it is my great honor to introduce our PowerPoint slide. Thank you, Betty Ann, so much for being in my life and all our lives. So it is our offertory. And again, I just ask you to give from the heart. And this is proof we are not a building, a place or thing, although we are still paying rent for our building and keeping it alive, knowing that we will be back together in person. And I don't know what that'll look like, but we are waiting with a great expectation when we can do that in person and also on Facebook Live. So together, let's read our offertory. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is, and that's the way it is. And I thank Christine, oh my gosh, Cluffy, Christine, for giving us that wonderful quote. So now it is our turn to do our thank you for me to continue this. Thank you for watching our wonderful Sunday service. If you have received any value from this experience, please support us and our ministry with a tax-deductible donation. And you can do that by visiting our website www.csl-pleasantvalley.org. And we accept PayPal and Zelle. And just thank you so much for being with us. And now, as we do a close, it is wonderful to tell you that we can all meet together after the close of this program. And it is the number 805. Go to Zoom and then put 805-987-5379. And you'll be able to see us all here with the Zoom password. It's capital AL, L like in love, D like in divine, the number 2, and those are all uppercase. LD is uppercase 2, lowercase m, lowercase h, lowercase r. And we'll see you after the show, and bring what you've been watching so we can share that and share what we think of that after we watch it too. So blessings galore. Namaste. Peace out. I'll see you tomorrow for meditation for the 4 agreements and +1, the 5th agreement. I love each and every one of you. God is the power and the presence. Thank you, Betty Ann Wave. Thank you, Lynn and Buzz Wave, Pamela Bailey Wave, and our wonderful sound engineer, Spencer Geagan. Thank you, honey, so much. Wave goodbye. And so it is. I'll see you on Zoom at 805-987-5379. Peace and blessing.